Hi everyone, Alana Corso, managing broker, co-founding partner of Dwell Realtors, coming to you this week to give you a third quarter market update. I figured now that we're officially in October, everyone would want to see how our Mid-Peninsula San Mateo County real estate market is doing. Now that we can put a close to Q3 of the year, and I can tell you it's been an interesting one. It would be, I think, in most places, hard to understand that we're in the middle of a global pandemic because if you looked at our overall prices here on the peninsula, they haven't seemed to skip a beat and are flat to even slightly positive in some cities. Namely, Belmont and Burlingame have both hit record median sales prices for Q3 of 2020. Interesting phenomenon that we're seeing. And then the other four cities that I track are also still strong as well. So it's really interesting, and many people ask me, they're like, why? Why are prices so strong? And there's a few reasons. So we've had historically low inventory, and we have more buyers than there are houses that need to be sold, and it keeps your prices flat to increase when you don't have enough demand. And what we're seeing is, while there are definitely people moving out of California and the Bay Area and moving to different states, or even different parts of the Bay Area or California in general, there are just as many people, it seems, that want to be in these various towns on the peninsula. I recently, a few of my listings here in San Carlos recently all had multiple offers with, one house had 6 offers, one had 3, one had 12 offers, all highly qualified buyers looking to put roots down, here in San Carlos. And that clearly is showing there's not enough houses if you're having multiple offers. And obviously it's a pretty house, good product. But and what's the profile of those buyers? Interestingly, it's usually a lot of people coming from San Francisco, or they live here already on the peninsula, and they are finding that their current living situation is too small, and they need more space because they're working from home. Their kids are maybe doing distance learning from home, and they need some more dedicated space. And then another premium people are willing to pay for is outdoor space. And especially if you're living in the city and you don't have a yard, a lot of people are wanting some sort of outdoor yard space because we're all spending a lot of time home. So that's where I'm kind of seeing that buyer pool come from. And we have this micro market here on the peninsula where a lot of our buyers are working in the different tech industry companies or biotech, or they're professionals that service those industries, such as doctors or attorneys and whatnot. And another factor that we have going into it is super low interest rates. The 30-year fixed on a jumbo loan is currently, it could be below 3% with a lot of the big banks out there. So note to you, if you have a current mortgage, check that balance, what your interest rate is, and it probably is a good time to refinance if you haven't done it in the past year or two. You can always shoot me your rate and I can say, yep, it's worth it, not worth it. I'm happy to talk about that with you. But the fact that borrowing is cheap has made houses that maybe weren't as affordable before are more affordable to a lot of the buyers out there. What you're seeing also is, I think, a result of COVID and the global pandemic, is because people aren't going anywhere, our third quarter actually had a lot more sales than we normally do in Q3. Q3 this summer is a typically pretty slow time for our real estate market. We have a big push usually in the spring, slows down in summer, and then it picks up again in the fall after Labor Day. But no one went anywhere this year. So people were like, well, I'm home. I'm not going on my normal summer vacation. I want to buy a house. This was by far the busiest summer I've ever had in my real estate career. Wrote an offer on 4th of July, and I would say that 4th of July is arguably even more quiet usually than like the Christmas holiday. So just goes to show people are around, not going anywhere, and so our number of sales was definitely higher. And you also see a lot of, as quick as things, the days on market is healthy, hasn't really changed considerably. Back in the spring, the MLS did put a halt on accruing days on market, so that threw our statistics back off. But in May, they resumed our days on market count, so now those statistics are a little bit more accurate, and we're seeing that houses, for the most part on the Mid Peninsula and most of the cities I track are anywhere from like 15 days, plus or minus, which is fast. You put a house on the market, say on a Thursday or a Friday, have showings over the weekend, and then typically it can be sold potentially even before the next weekend or right after that. So it's a quick. So if you are actively looking and buying, you have to be ready to go. We are seeing people put preemptive or early offers in on houses if they come on the market. People are asking, like, no one wants to kind of miss out. So you definitely have to be paying attention there too. So in all, our market's hanging in there, doing well and chugging along. Again, fueled by, interest rates, people wanting bigger space, and just a general, it's still a desirable, awesome place to live here, and I think you can see that in our numbers. You can see this chart here that I put. This is always on my website for the current quarter to show you how these 6 cities that I track quarterly are doing. You can be sure to check out my Instagram and Facebook pages, where I do each month. I'll do a year-over-year comparison for each of the prior months, so you can see my September statistics as well. And the most important thing to do if you're really curious about your own home value is reach out to me, and I can do a comparative market analysis for you at any time. We have micro markets in all these cities, and even can vary from neighborhood to neighborhood within the city. So I'm happy to help and give you those numbers at any time. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.